what do you guys know about the flat Earth? The origins of flat Earth, actually. Like, you guys have any idea who first
Wait,
theorized this or
flat Earth
anything?
or
I think
hollow?
it's flat Earth or hollow Earth. Yeah.
No, my bad. Hollow Earth. Sorry, Hollow Earth. Yes, not flat Earth.
It's got to be some guy that wrote a book. I think it has a. I think it's an author, right?
I believe that was Christopher Columbus, actually.
Hollow Earth.
I heard a theory that that Christopher Columbus tried to have sex with a manatee.
That's where
That's how it
fucking
is.
mermaids come from.
Damn, I was listening to some shit about fucking sirens and stuff, and like that's what he was. Yeah, I guess
Like, yeah,
I
look
don't
at
know if
that.
it's true or not, but
That ass swimming around that ocean. It's been out there for a long time.
yeah,
I
I was
picture him going
I'm
all
listening.
crazy like Steve Buscemi in Armageddon.
Yeah.
Just riding that shit.
You seen this? You ever had this power between your legs?
It's a manatee. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I was listening to something. Some guy was doing a podcast about the logo on the Starbucks cup and how and what that represents and everything. Anyways, somehow he got into Christopher Columbus banging a manatee. I don't know.
That's what Starbucks is trying to put out is the Christopher Columbus
Hey,
banging a manatee story.
hey. Sometimes the rabbit hole gets big, wet, and slippery. Just saying,
Hey, all that time on
So
the water, I can't blame the guy. Like, you got to get it somewhere.
yeah, you
Hey,
can only get so much hairy
he was
man
on
butt
a boat full of
before you go
sailors.
manatee.
He was getting shit everywhere.
He
Yeah,
was
I mean you
tired of
can
being
only
in the
do.
Navy.
In the Navy. Hey, it's not gay if it's underway, all right, buddy?
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, if I'm Christopher Columbus, there's only so much bearded blowjobs I can handle. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta give
And
you some different
that's why they
action.
made it. That's why they made it so that the sailors have to be clean shaven now. You don't know what's going on in the dark. You can protect them.
Yeah, weren't they the ones that started off with like the earring signifying their gay and shit or whatever?
Yeah, the pirates and
Something like
shit.
that. Anyways. Back to we're already getting fucking off in the weeds. I've lost the ball off the tee into the weeds. First fucking shot. We gotta find that shit.
Damn it.
Let's find it. So let me see here. Hollow Earth. So what is Hollow Earth? According to which
Stop.
fucking Wikipedia is some bullshit. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. But we'll go with it because a lot of people do go to it. So I'm just gonna read a quick little excerpt of what Hollow Earth is. The Hollow Earth is a concept proposing that the planet Earth is entirely hollow or contains a substantial interior space, notably suggested by Edmund Halley in the late 17th century. The notion was disproven. See, like this is the type of shit that I don't like. They just make these claims. Now they do
They
say
do. Yeah.
it was disproven by this Pierre Bouger in 1740, then definitively by Charles Hutton in his Schehelian experiment around 1774.
Oh,
It
because they
was
went to the center and saw that it was solid.
Is that guy? Is that the guy that the Haley's Comet? Is that what it's saying? Dude?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
same
was like,
guy.
know that name. All right, cool.
Yeah. So hey, so let's see. The concept of Hollow Earth still recurs in folklore as a premise of subterranean fiction, a subgenre of adventure fiction. Hollow Earth also recurs in conspiracy theories, such as the underground kingdom of Agartha, which is kind of a big deal when you're talking
It,
about Hollow Earth,
yeah.
and often said to be inhabited by mythological figures or political leaders.
Now, Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell, do you think that that was a Hollow Earth
Yes,
film or a
I believe
multi-dimensional?
so.
I think it was
I
a
would
Hollow
say,
Earth,
yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah. And there's
yeah.
another one too that's like that where they and well maybe they just remade it, but yeah, I think so. Well, actually, how did they get into the Hollow Earth in that movie?
Well, he had a frequency going while they were going down through that ride, and then
Oh,
they passed through a portal. But I'm wondering if
oh,
that
so
was a
maybe it could
portal
have
to
been
the Hollow Earth.
well, it could have been an alternate dimension too. Yeah, you're right. Because if they're doing the freak, I don't.
Well, they go through. Well, I mean, portal or not, a portal could still take you to the Hollow Earth because
Right.
remember
Yeah.
they go down, they find this fucking that like tunnel or whatever, and find the
I
fucking
understand.
new jungle and shit, right? With its own sun and all that shit.
Right, and that's kind of the Hollow Earth theory too. Journey to the center of the Earth. Yeah,
Oh,
Journey
maybe
to the
that's the
Center.
one I'm
That's what
thinking
you
of.
said, right? Yeah.
Okay,
So
Journey
they
to the
had
Center
an
of the
was
Earth
original
with,
one,
with the
and
Rock.
they remade another one with Brendan Fraser.
Yes, and
Yeah,
then
and
The
I
Rock
think the
did the
second
sequel
one
to
was The
that.
I
Rock.
don't know if he
Yeah.
did. I don't
Yes.
think another one with The Rock. I think they did.
Or wait, no, I think that was Brendan Fraser as well.
Yeah, but The Rock did another one. I'll look it up. Keep talking. Sorry.
All right. So I want to read off a little bit about this Edmund Halley guy. So Edmund Halley was a great astronomer. This is coming from localhistories.org. Brief history of Edmund Halley. Edmund Halley was a great astronomer of the 17th century
Uncle
and
Cruise.
early 18th century. Edmund was born in London on 8 November 1656. His father was a wealthy soap maker. Edmund went to St. Paul's School in 1673. He went to Oxford University. He left there in 1676 and sailed to the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic to chart stars in the Southern Hemisphere. While he was there, Halley also observed a transit of Mercury across the sun. He returned to England in 1678. The same year, he was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society. In 1680, Halley was in France where he observed a comet. And that's kind of, I mean, that's kind of it. Basically, he was what do they call that? Educated fucking, he was probably a Freemason.
Actor.
He was probably, in secret society and shit because like his dad was a fucking rich soap maker. So
Yeah, and you know how they make
probably
soap?
was. Yeah, yeah.
They were murdering people and turning them into fucking soap. Of course, they could be rich.
First rule about soap, Cub.
What was that? Every time I hear something about soap, I always think of Fight Club,
Oh yeah, for sure.
where he was taking all the
Yeah.
human fat from
The
whatever.
best
he, like,
soap was
threw it-
the best soap is made with human fat.
Yeah, and he threw it over the the barbed wire fence, and it's like leak. Oh my god, never! I don't want to talk about it.
And he's like trying to grab it with his
He's
hands,
so-
just leaking all over. He's trying to catch it.
I wonder if that soap smelled like gravy.
Depends on where it came from.
Well,
I guess.
It
You know what's
depends on
even more messed up
It's
about
like,
that.
does it?
Tyler was never there. It was just him. He threw that bag over. He ended up on the other side of that fence trying to catch it, and it was just leaking all over his face. Right? So there was no Tyler. It was just him. And his Tyler Durden was non-existent. So this motherfucker broke in there, knew all this shit, broke in there, stole the fat, and then threw it over the barbed wire fence, got on the other side, and had it leaking all over his goddamn face. Like, bro.
Yeah. Hey, remember that also reminds me of basketball. When he pulls out that bag of fat and he's like, "Hey, I went to your mom's lipo clinic or whatever," and he starts fucking drinking it with a straw. He's like, "Oh, it's so salty."
Oh yeah, when he's sitting in front of him, when he's trying to do his free throws or whatever.
Yeah.
I have to watch that
Classic.
movie. Right.
It's so good. So good.
I swear to God, you guys rag on me like 13 and 14 more times. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm here to turn off the gas.
Calm down, little bitch.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, he's distracting me. It's a great movie. I haven't seen it in a while either. Okay, so the Hollow Earth theory. So what goes along with this, and I guess a bunch of books have been written, is this Agartha, which is like apparently some kingdom that is claimed to be in the inner Earth.
Mm-hmm. Inhabited by
really
mythological figures or political leaders. So I'm wondering, like, with that being said, I'm wondering if a lot of the mythological creatures and all that stuff that we hear on the top side of the earth comes from things that people have seen or witnessed coming from the Hollow Earth. Dragons or fucking, all that shit.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm wondering,
is
it just like a big ass fucking mythological land down there with, bunch of shit we don't fucking we think exists or we make up stories about, but they really exist with their underworld.
Well, so as I was researching some of this shit, I started thinking, and right before my head started hurting from thinking too much,
The new thing for you. You got to do it in spurts.
So the idea of hollow earth, if it's true, does it not disprove the globe earth? Because if you think about how planets supposedly come together, we're talking about mass attracting mass.
Oh, that's
That
true.
would be a big gigantic rock, right? That's the whole idea. And then, with the cores and layers, hollow earth doesn't really seem possible if by natural phenomena.
Well, we'll see. I mean, do you have a hot core? You have a hot core, right? So it's gonna create space the more it spins, and obviously you're shooting out magma through these volcanoes, creating land. So all you're doing is taking that, creating a space in between, and then putting land on top of it. So the more time we have, the more we have like volcanoes and eruptions and shit, the more room they're actually gonna make into the flat Earth or the hollow Earth, if that makes sense, because they're taking mass outside and bringing it to the top.
I get what you're saying, but then but a lot of the theory is that you have civilizations. You even have like small suns and ways of living down there that kind of blows out the whole molten core theory and the eruptions of volcanoes coming from the core or whatever the fuck, whatever it is, kind of put a monkey wrench into that whole idea to me.